Mr. Gates, do you want to try and go, or do you want to try and get Mr. Medina?
Your Honor, if I could, I know we have one from this morning, Miss Renee Hendricks.
Okay.
I got contacted by parole and probation that they've spoken to her and she's here before one that they heard from this morning.
Okay. Very good. Miss, is it Heinrichs? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
You come forward, please. So we're here on case number 2022 CF 2374. It's a violation of probation. Were you aware of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you aware that it started at 9 o'clock this morning?
I wasn't. There was some confusion about the date because I was given the wrong date on my paperwork when I had turned myself in and processed out at the courthouse here.
Okay, so we're here on a violation of probation, and this is the first hearing. You need to basically make a plea of deny or admit. I note that you do not have an attorney present. You do not have an attorney. You do have a right to an attorney. You wish me to appoint you a public defender? You still have to file the application, though.
I don't feel that I need one, sir.
Okay. The state?
Your Honor, state's offer is a modification of Ms. Hendricks' probation to add inpatient treatment, Keaton, or another inpatient facility of her choosing. She wishes to resolve her case without treatment. State's offer is 60 days jail.
You sure you don't want an attorney for it?
Yeah, I do need one, I guess. My probation officer told me this morning that all I had to do was come and they were dropping it. I'm in compliance now with everything.
Okay. Well, I guess she was incorrect.
Okay.
So the court will appoint the public defender. And the court's going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and issue a denial on your behalf so that your rights are protected. You have a chance to meet with your attorney.
Okay.
Look at different options and see where things are going.
Okay.
And we'll come back on May 16th in the morning. Okay.
What was the date? I'm sorry, sir.
May 16th at 9 a.m. And in the meantime, meet up with your attorney so you kind of look at different options.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the court just to
The
be
court
safe.
will withdraw the capias.
I was about to ask about that.
Okay.
I can continue to
Your Honor, I do have some out of custody I can take.
Okay.
I let the JA know that I got confused about the arraignments being rescheduled, so I apologize, Your Honor. I'm out of the office on Friday.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it was pretty confusing all the way around through no fault of anybody's.
Nicole Giddens, Nicholas Gilmillian, Cedric Hill. Your Honor, this is Mr. Hill. He's actually scheduled for today. He was not rescheduled.
Come on.
Your Honor, the state filed an amended information yesterday, including the DUI charge. After speaking with the state this afternoon, it appears that he may be modifying that charge or amending that charge. It appears that Mr. Hill may have a prior DUI. Given where we're at, I don't think we can resolve the case today. We can enter a not guilty plea, and he's currently scheduled for June the 12th.
Very good. The court will enter a not guilty plea. We'll come back on pretrial, which is on June 12th at 9 a.m.
Take care.
Just meet up with your attorney in the interim, okay?
Make that one, okay. Mayor, next I've got is Gabriel Howard. He was last week, and stayed in touch, and we told him today, Your Honor. Gabriel Alexander Howard.
Howard?
Yes, Your Honor. Case number is 23
I don't
CF.
have a Howard on my document.
That's what he was saying. These are the ones that were rescheduled to, for the evacuation. And he sent us an email and said that he got confused, that they may be showing that today. So I brought the minute sheets with me from that day on the off chance that they did show up.
So when we reprinted these, they didn't add these to all the ones from the other one? They didn't add to our document that was printed?
I'll jump on that grenade, John. That's my fault. Your JA sent an email out on Friday saying non-inmates were May 9th. Inmates are April the 18th. When the court had mentioned that
Our thinking was, we didn't know what to do because you need to do these, you have certain timelines.
Yes, sir.
So our thinking was, if they were incarcerated, we could just move them to the next court date. They could be noticed. But the other individuals who were not incarcerated, we were concerned that they would not have adequate notice for today's hearing. So that's why we bumped them to the next one. That was the thinking.
Yes, Your Honor. And when I had asked the court on the June 14th, the inmate pretrial, the court mentioned you had rescheduled everything for the 18th. My assumption was an error that meant the out of custody too. Mr. Howard had stayed in touch the entire time, and when I found out, we told him the 18th and being here today.
Well, let's just go ahead and deal with it. What's the case number?
It's 23 CF 514, Your Honor. We actually have a plea agreement to be filed in his case. That'll resolve it as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
If I can approach.
You may.
Mr. Howard will be entering pleas for arrest for the defense. So this where she is there.
Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Howard will be entering a plea to lesser included offense of improper exhibition of a weapon. We will withhold adjudication based on 11 months, 29 days of probation. I've got this as JCS online mail-in because Mr. Howard, I think, is living out of state right now.
I'm staying in Phoenix Springs, Florida.
Okay.
Do we need to put the JCS in the plea agreement?
I did, Your Honor. It should be 21 days of JCS online or mail-in probation. I have on the waive cost of supervision. JCS does not waive cost of supervision, so we'll have to pay the $50 a month cost of supervision, Senate court cost, PDP, annual management.
Where is that on here? Help me out, I'm sorry.
I had it on me, but he and I discussed, and I thought he was living out of state at the time because he was living in Alabama, I think, with his mom.
No, that was a couple of years ago. I'm just staying in Florida still right now.
And when he
So
said,
it doesn't have to be by JCS?
no, Your Honor. And he and I discussed it, and the choice, that's why it was whited out, the choice was to do state probation, save the money.
Okay. Very good. Okay, Mr. Howard, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
The state in agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Howard, you can put your hand up.
Okay.
You heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see that those same terms are contained in the written agreement that you've signed. So first question, did you read this plea and sentencing agreement carefully?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, and you go over it in detail with your attorney, make sure you had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this, one of the things that's talked about in here is you're waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to go to a trial, etc.
Yes, sir.
Are you clear about that, and have you made sure you had all your questions regarding that answered by your attorney?
Yes, sir, I did.
And you believe it's in your best interest to enter into this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement, and as to the lesser included charge of improper exhibition of a weapon, which is a misdemeanor, there'll be a withhold of adjudication And you'll be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days of standard probation. We'll waive the cost of supervision. There's some fees and costs in here, but in addition, there's an anger management course and a substance abuse evaluation that need to be completed within 30 days and then follow up. And no violent contact with Brian Howard, okay?
And Your Honor, Mr. Howard has taken upon himself to start the substance abuse classes.
Okay.
If the court will allow that to count towards that condition of probation.
I mean, it's as long as probation is all good with it, it sounds like something would be acceptable, but I
Yes, Your Honor.
don't want to interfere with that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think there may be unrepresented individual who are out of custody here on the docket as well.
Are the inmates not here yet?
All the inmates are here, Your Honor, but the lawyers aren't.
Well, Mr.
I'm here.
Gates is here.
You want the inmates are here, and we'll try and get them separated from Mr. Davis.
We've just got, I've got 3 or 4.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're the ones at the end.
Yes, Your Honor. And I know Mr. Markel Bush is here. He's unrepresented on the felony arraignment docket.
Okay?
And I'll make a note on which ones are mine.
Okay.
Hey, Frank, we're gonna have to separate all the inmates by that attorney.
Mr. Bush, would you come forward, sir? Would the state announce?
Yes, Your Honor, this is 23 CF 601, and information has been filed for Mr. Bush on this case.
Mr. Bush, you do have a right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one. Do you wish to have an attorney appointed, or are you going to hire private counsel?
I want to appoint it.
Okay. The court will appoint the public defender. The court's going to issue a not guilty plea on your behalf, just so you can preserve your rights, so you have a chance to meet up with your attorney. We'll come back with at our standard pretrial on June 12th at 9 a.m.
Do we have an application from Mr. Bush?
Yes.
You'll fill out that application and bring it into the clerk's office. You can just stand at the podium, man.
Alaya or Ala?
Ayla.
Ayla,
Yeah, it says Miss Ayla Frazier before the court. We have a plea agreement to be filed in her case, if I may approach her.
You may.
Sure, I'll get a piece of paper here.
We've gone over the score sheet, Your Honor, there's no objection to the score sheet.
Thank you. Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Frazier will be entering a plea of no contest as charged in 23 CF 577. It's going to be withhold of adjudication on all counts. And the felony counts, which are 1, 2, 3, and 5, should be sentenced to 6 months of drug offender probation concurrent. That'll be followed by 18 months of probation concurrent. And count 4, which is the sole misdemeanor count, a year of probation concurrent. Waive the cost of supervision. Drug offender probation curfew will be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., which can be modified by parole and probation for work purposes. Standard court costs and DDP required to do substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, and your recommended treatment in 60. Random year analysis, 48 hours of community service work. Ms. Frazier does have a VOP hold from Walton County, and she understands we had the conversation this would be subject to a violation over in Walton County in case number 6623 CF52, and she'll be transported to Walton prior to being released for parole and probation purposes.
Okay. State agreement.
State's agreement, Judge.
Ms. Frazier, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. I was going following it in your written plea agreement, which you have signed. You can put your hand down. And so is this plea agreement what you're agreeing to, is what your understanding is of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that, and first of all, I mean, have you read the actual agreement itself in detail, this agreement?
Yes, sir.
And you've gone over it and made sure you had all your questions answered by your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Particularly, you're waiving some valuable rights. You've gone over those with your attorney, right to go to a trial, etc.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you believe this is in your best interest to enter into this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as stated, just say it again, you've got another VOP or potential VOP or another case, this may affect that adversely. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There'll be a withhold of adjudication on all counts. The one misdemeanor count is 11 months, 29 days probation. The 4 felony counts are 6 months of drug offender probation, followed by 18 months of regular probation. These will all be concurrent. They'll all be served at the same time. There's a number of fees and costs, of course, always. Importantly is the substance abuse evaluation and recommended treatment. And those are a condition of your probation. So if you don't follow through with that, I mean, this isn't the end. This is the beginning. I know hopefully it'll allow you to get free here soon, but this is just the beginning of the real work. So I hope you take it seriously, because unfortunately a lot of people we send happily on their way with the plea end up coming back. And I don't want that to happen, so you need to pay attention. And the most important thing is stay in good contact with your probation officer. That's a silly thing to say, but it's probably the most important. Is the defense okay with this portion?
No objection, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Antoine George.
Your Honor, this is Mr. George before the court in 23 CF 588. We have a plea agreement to be filed in Mr. George's case. The plea as charged. If I may approach, Your Honor.
You may.
4 years of probation.
Mr. George and I looked at this portion, no objection. It's not going to require an approach right now.
She wrote that.
Could you announce?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. George will be entering a plea no contest as charged. Will be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 10 months in the county jail with credit for all time served. Standard court cost, ED fee, no probation follow. Mr. George has asked for 24 months from the day he is released to pay those outstanding fees.
Very good. To stay in agreement.
Case agreement.
Mr. George, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. Your plea agreement, I see the same things written in your written plea agreement that you have signed. Have you read this thing closely?
Yes.
And you've gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes.
Okay. So the main thing, we want to make sure you've had all your legal questions answered. There's a lot of legal stuff in these waiver of rights and everything. You just want to make sure you understand what you're doing and you're entering into this freely and voluntarily.
Okay. Yes, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, you understand what you're doing, you've had all your questions answered?
Yes, he went over.
Okay, very good. And you're entering into this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt. You'll be sentenced to 10 months to county jail. You will get credit for all time served. You have the court costs and fees, and you'll have 24 months after you get out of jail to pay them or to go to collection. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what we're starting to get fingerprints. Paul Gunnels.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Gunnels before the court in 23 CF 572. We have a plea agreement to be filed in Mr. Gunnell's case. It'll be to a lesser included offense of possession of paraphernalia in count 1, and as charged count 2 of possession of paraphernalia. Mayor Pro Shar. It is a misdemeanor, so we'll give us a sheet.
Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gunnels will be adjudicated guilty on the lesser included offense in count 1, as charged in count 2. Credit for time served, standard court cost, PDP, no probation to follow. He has 24 months from the day of release to pay those outstanding fees.
Okay, Mr. Gunnels, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Is that the stated agreement with the-
Yes, that is the state's agreement.
Mr. Gunnell, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see the same terms are in your written plea agreement, which you have signed. Have you gone over this? First of all, have you read this plea agreement?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. And you've gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you had all your questions answered about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, particularly the ones that talk about the waiver of rights, and I just want to make sure you understand what you're doing here. Any further questions regarding the plea?
No, sir, other than, it is time served that we released to that, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
You'll get credit for time served. So this will be an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no additional time or probation. You do have some fees and court costs, et cetera. You'll have 24 months to pay those before it goes to collection. But you will be released immediately.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Let Mr. Gunnell. This is Mr. Andrew Keys before the court in 23 CF 506. We have a plea agreement filed in his case, Your Honor. He and I did review the score sheet, and it does not require a downward departure. If I may approach, Your Honor?
You may. Would you announce the...
Yes, Your Honor. If the court will allow me to take a copy of the probation. Mr. Keys will be adjudicated guilty in 23 CF 506 as charged in counts 1, 2, and 5, which are felony counts. Be sentenced to 24 months of probation concurrent, waive the cost of supervision, and counts 3, 4, and 6, which are misdemeanor time served, $615 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, required to do a substance abuse evaluation in 30 days, any recommended treatment within 60 days, random ear analysis, 48 hours of community service work, no trespassing on Albans Island, located at 1204 Miracle Strip Parkway, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32547.
Stated agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Keith, if you raise your right hand, sir, do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you read this plea agreement closely?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney? Make sure you had all your legal questions answered.
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand you're waiving some valuable legal rights by doing this. Right to go to a trial, confront witnesses, etc.
I do.
You wish to do that, and then, of course, the benefit is there'll be a final adjudication per the terms of this plea agreement. So that's what you want to do here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any further questions regarding the plea agreement?
No, sir.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on all counts. On the 3 misdemeanor counts, you'll get credit for time served. And on counts 1, 2, and 4, which are the felony counts, you'll have 24 months of probation. All those will be served concurrently, in other words, they're all served at the same time. So it's a single 24 months of probation. There are a number of fees and court costs. Importantly, you have to do the substance abuse evaluation and follow through with any recommended treatment. That's a condition of your probation. If you don't do that, you're going to violate. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you take that seriously. You got the community service hours, and of course, the no trespassing. Don't fool around with that. They won't get around it. So stay away from on the no trespass, okay? Okay. Any questions? No. Thank you.
Mr. Gates, you don't want information for what we put in a plea for? Okay, I have to prepare them ahead of time. So you just put it back out and I'll take it back to the office.
Yeah, sure. If I can approach for those.
Sure.
And in all those cases, I discussed the information as well as the charges, Your Honor, so
They know what they've been charged with.
This is just for a just in case.
I think it's your last case, isn't it?
We are, there may be a couple I'm gonna hang around for just in case. You
Okay.
never know who may show up.
Okay, you're welcome to stay. Mr. Medina, I think you're up.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm writing an agreement for one other person, sent back, if I might have just 30 seconds.
Okay?
Would that be okay?
You
Just
do
to keep things moving. Where that published was, trespass. We'll be looking at that. Your Honor, I have one gentleman out of custody that I can call.
Okay?
If I can call Mr. Crowder, Stanley D. Crowder. Would it help to have the docket numbers, Your Honor?
No, we'll find it.
Thank you.
There aren't that many cases this afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Crowder is before the court in 23 CF 639, 23 CF 641, and 23 CF 640. I'd like to, on his behalf, respectfully enter a plea of not guilty, and we ask to keep him on the June 12th docket, and he'll set an appointment with me.
Very good. The court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll continue all three of these cases until June 12th, 9 a.m. And as your attorney said, in the meantime, make sure and get up with him so you can kind of figure out where you're going with this.
Oh, yes, please.
June 12th, 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Doesn't matter. Them is good. So I don't forget. Did you get that address of that public?
Yeah, it's the one in Shaw.
Is it Shaw? It's not Shalimar, it's Eglin Parkway. I want there to be. Yeah, it's 610.
And Your Honor, we do have one, other one here. It's Mr. Dale Gunder. If we can bring him up.
Okay.
It looks like, just so I can make sure he's aware, it looks like, come on up, Mr. Gunder. It looks like the state followed no process in his cases. So I want to make sure that before.
Sorry, sir.
I don't have, what are the case numbers? Because I don't think he's
I
on my
have-
docket, which means probably because he's had his case dismissed.
I have 22 CF 610 and 23 CF 390.
And the last one was Gunder.
Gunner. So it looks like it's 23 CF 390 would be the one that would be before the court today.
Would you repeat the case number again?
23 CF 390.
See, that's why I wanted his name, because you said he's got more than one case.
I was in error.
How
I
do you
had,
spell your last name?
G-U-N-D-E-R, Gunder.
Gunder.
yes, Your Honor. In the 22 case, I represented with Ms. Basso, and that was the case she dismissed based upon the victim's request at the time. I think this was a fugitive from justice case, if I remember correctly.
It looks like there was a no prosecution filed by my office on March 27th.
Okay. So your case has been dismissed, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
May I advise the court of a couple of small things is that
Sure.
I just sent back agreements on Mr. Brunson and Mr. Brown. I will need a minute with them to make sure I've answered any questions.
Sure. Well, we're gonna be taking a break in a little bit, so.
Okay, and the rest of them I should be good to go.
Okay, you wanna do the other ones and then you can meet up with.
As the court sees fit, with their.
Let's go ahead and do what you can.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
take a short break and then we'll finish up yours and then go right into the motion docket for this afternoon.
Yes, and I might have to run out to my car for my 2:30 motion. I apologize. I think.
Well, we've got another motion that will go first anyway.
Thank you.
Which one are you calling first?
However the court wishes to do it, they're all inmates.
Yeah, but if he hasn't been ready for it, we want to
Well, I'm ready for everybody except for Brown and Brunson.
Okay.
Frank, Mr. Medina's ready for everyone except for Brown and Johnson.
Because I just sent back their paperwork.
Gotcha.
Others should be good to go.
Very good.
Now,
Except, yeah.
She does, Steve.
Brown and Johnson, gotcha.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Here with all this.
yeah, got it.
Goes on to Watson.
Your Honor, I don't have anything else before you today with you. I'll write a comment excuse. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Bellamy for the lectern, please. For the lectern. Jarvis Bellamy.
Your Honor, Mr. Bellamy is before the court in 23 CF 441. Your Honor, at this time, on behalf of Mr. Bellamy, he would respectfully plead not guilty. I think we could keep him on the June 14 docket, Your Honor.
Very good. The court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of the defendant, and we'll come back on June 14th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. Did we skip over Albee?
We did serve his, the max.
Sure.
And just let Your Honor know, we received a not guilty plea.
Was that for Albie?
Oh, Latilia.
We filed a couple of written plea not guilties over lunch.
Just let us know when they come up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's this?
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. This is Steve Medina with Charles B. Alvey before the court in 23 CF 629.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to be filing applications for treatment facilities that he's interested in. And in the meantime, I don't know what the state's offer is. Does the state have a position to state as to?
It's going to be a DOC and a designation of a sex offender offer based on his charges, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Alvey would respectfully plead not guilty and stay, or be put on the June 14 docket if that's okay.
Very good. The court will enter a not guilty plea. We'll order him back on pretrial, which is on 6/14 at 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, Mr. Alvey's my last case. May I be excused?
Your Honor, may I be excused as well?
Well, you were going to move down there so you could participate. If you need to go, you can go. I'm sure you got work to do.
Thank you.
When are you going to, our next docket day, is that your
Pre-trial, yeah.
pre-trial? That's what I mean, not docket day, pre-trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay, look forward to it. Good luck with everything.
William Bentley.
This is case 23 CF 624.
Your Honor, I do not have a file for Mr. Bentley. Does the state have an information?
Yes, there is an information filed for Mr. Bentley. The case number is 23 CF 624. Just so the court is aware, I do believe that the victim in the case is in the courtroom. Just for Mr. Medina's edification, I have spoken with the victim. I do have victim input in this case. And if Mr. Medina will contact me about this case, I do believe that there is a resolution we can reach after speaking with the victim. I understand her wishes, so there may be something.
Is it something, Madam, Your Honor, may I inquire, Mr.
I don't think it's something we can get done today, Mr. Medina.
You don't think we can resolve it today?
Not today. We need to talk about it.
Okay. Your Honor, is there could he enter a plea of not guilty today? And is there an interim date that he could be brought before the court again prior to waiting to June 14th?
So why don't we do this? I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We'll schedule it for a regular pretrial on 6/14. But if you guys come to some agreement, you can call and get it set in the morning on either May 9th or May 16th. We have some time in the morning for a plea.
May 9th or 16th, Your Honor.
Correct.
We'll look into that. Thank you.
Okay?
Eugene Bradley.
Come on, sir.
You don't mind giving that to him?
That's right.
Okay.
We'll-
Your Honor,
Mr. Medina, you may announce.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Steve Medina with Eugene Hugh Bradley. Mr. Bradley's before the court in 23 CF 473. And in that case, the status is that the state had tendered a offer that would resolve that case as well as the other two cases that he has, 22 CF 1274 and 22 CF 1940. 22 CF 1274 was already the subject of a motion to suppress hearing that had to be rescheduled. I'm not exactly sure what the new court date is. In any event, the state has tendered, because he got accepted at Keaton, a bars to bed Keaton offer. Mr. Bradley was willing to do all aspects of that, including getting treatment, but he wanted to seek it through Bridgeway. The state is not willing to do a deal that would not involve the bars to bed Keaton element, and against my recommendation, he has respectfully decided that he didn't want that offer. And the state has said it would not do an offer that didn't involve the Keaton. So we don't have a deal. I think that we're going to have to enter a plea of not guilty in 23 CF 473 and make sure we've rescheduled the motion to suppress hearing in the other two, in the first case, and then he could be on the pretrial for June 14th.
So the court will enter a not guilty plea on his behalf on 473, the new law charge. Come back on 614, and if you can call to schedule the other case for the motion to suppress.
Your Honor, I'm looking at the clerk's website. It looks like it's scheduled for 5/18 at 2:30. Mr. Medina.
5/18?
Yes.
5/18 at 2:30.
5/18
Before we
at
make
2:30.
this decision.
Your Honor,
What
there's
is the defendant's middle name?
Quentin, right?
Yes.
You announced it something different.
I apologize if I.
That's all right. We just want to get it straight. Get his name right.
Eugene Q. Bradley. I think
Okay.
I might have tried to
That's
just say Q, but yes, what happened was my assistant, who never makes a mistake, wrote Quentin on my cheat sheet.
No, it's
so-
just Quentin.
It says Quentin.
But it's Quentin with a E, Q-U-E.
Okay, that's all right. We got straight. We're good.
Okay. In the event, I did I do think we maybe can work this out. May I have the court's indulgence for 15 seconds?
Yeah, or we're gonna take a break if you need to look at it.
If we're gonna take a break anyway, we can set him aside for a minute. I think we can resolve the case today.
We're gonna take a break. As soon as you go through what you need to get through, we'll take a break and then we'll finish yours and do the other stuff.
Okay, do you mind if he goes back for a brief period of time, Your Honor? Thank you. I'll get with you in a minute, Mr. Bradley.
I need to hold you, Team Bradley.
Yeah, I understand what you told me. Yeah, I communicated. Thank you.
Mr. Medina, did we ever, we've got one out of custody that we haven't dealt with. It was on this morning's and this afternoon's. Jeremy Bess.
Yes.
Anyway, you can.
Mr. Bess is here, Your Honor. I have not had a chance to talk to him.
Okay, you can talk to him during break too.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Walter Elliott?
You have the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have a plea agreement in Walter Vincent Elliott's case, 23 CF 493, and he's been over the agreement with me, and it's acceptable to the state. In fact, is the state's offer.
Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm giving him, may I give probation a copy as I announce?
Sure.
Thank you. Your Honor, okay, you have it. May I just show them this portion, Your Honor?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor, if I may approach.
Amen.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Elliott is going to be, actually, because he did not have his plea day before, this is his first opportunity for plea, and he's going to be pleading nolo contendere, and there will be an adjudication of guilt as charged to a third-degree felony, grand theft auto, 36 months probation, $615 court costs, $150 public defender fees, 24 hours community service, no contact with Shanette Hankins, maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications per week, anti-theft class, no drugs except as prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons or firearms, random urinalysis at least once monthly.
Is that the state's agreement?
That is the state's agreement.
Mr. Elliott, would you raise your right hand? Swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
So, Mr. Elliott, you heard Mr. Medina, your attorney, state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see the same terms are contained in the written agreement that you have signed. Have you read this plea agreement closely?
Yes.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes.
Made sure you had all your legal questions answered about this?
Yes.
You're waiving some valuable rights, right to go to a trial, etc. Do you understand all that?
Yes.
Okay, and you're entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And we twist your arm to do this? No. Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea of no contest. There'll be adjudication of guilt on the grand theft auto charge, and you'll be sentenced to 36 months probation, fees and costs, et cetera, and some of the other things, the community service. No contact with Shanette Hankins. Got to pay careful attention to that one. Even if she approaches you, you got to stay away. It's your obligation to stay away from her, not vice versa. Okay, so everyone gets real antsy about that. Need to remind you. So the other things that are contained in here are pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Your Honor, I think by the time he gets back to the jail, it's going to be tough to get back to Fort Walton Beach to 13 Kelly Avenue to probation. Can he report at 8 a.m.
Sure.
tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Just do it first thing in the morning. Make sure it gets straight with that.
She's going to give you.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
Right this way, this way.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you,
Good luck.
sir.
Good luck, sir.
Yes, thank you.
That's all the answers. So, you know, talking to the three inmates.
Because now I'm.
Mr. Medina, are we good for a little bit?
It would be good if we had a break, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll take a 15-minute break.
All right, please.
If I may be excused during the break, Your Honor, as well.
In a 15-minute position.
Thanks so much.
Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at DaysTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Bad Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at DaysTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Fat Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Fat Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
It's Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
At Powell, Powell & Powell, we are a family of lawyers working together as a team for our clients. For more information, visit us online today at www.powelllawfirm.com.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
From Tom's Main Street Ice Cream, inviting you to come down and get yourself a banana split, shakes, malts, and we're only a block south of the courthouse. And we have too many flavors to even start mentioning. So come on down and take a look.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So, Mr. Scholler,
Yes, sir.
you
Your Honor.
got wrong time?
So I had a job interview, and it's a big deal for me, and I thought I'm also dyslexic, so I had the 8 and the 9. I thought I was supposed to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow on the 19th. It's
Okay, it's gonna be hard to have a job if you're in jail.
I understand, sir.
Anyway.
This job's amazing. It's
Okay, well,
really needed.
I'm glad. I hope everything turns out well. So the purpose of today's hearing was really just, it's your first hearing on a violation of probation. You do have a right to have an attorney appointed with the new, it's essentially a new charge of violation.
Yes, sir.
You wish to have an attorney appointed? That's the first order of business.
No, sir.
No?
I mean,
Has there been an offer made? Why don't you
Your
want-
Honor, this is Mr. Rogers' case, and he has the files with him.
Okay.
If we just want to.
So let me, I'm not going to force you to have an attorney.
I mean, by all means.
So let me make what I would suggest is that I'm going to go ahead and appoint a public defender.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to enter a denial on your behalf. That preserves your rights.
Thank you. Thank you.
You'll get it. You'll get the contact information. Call them. They'll communicate with the state if there's some kind of resolution that can be made. It's always good to have some interface.
Yes, sir.
And you can go from there. You still do have to fill out your form.
I gave the form and the contact.
So be in contact with your attorney. We'll come back on May 16th.
Yes, sir.
At 9 a.m. Okay?
I'm good? All right. Thank you, sir.
Court will withdraw the capias. Be on time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it a plea now, or is it?
Yes.
You want to have concern?
Concern.
It's going to be 9.
9 a.m. on the 16th?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
You made me read that 18-page memo of yours, and then you're going to plea it?
Yes, sir.
I was looking forward to a little legal gymnastics here, trying to figure this out.
Your Honor, this is 21 CF 2933, Kevin Gross, and 21 CF 2932, Jerry Estopinal. Ms. Hernan represents both of them. There is a plea agreement that the parties have agreed to. Before we announce that, we might want to approach the bench and let you know what's going on.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Bad Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-3 398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store.
Ashley Herndon on behalf of Jerry Estopanol and 21 CF 2932. If I may approach, we have a written plea to tender to the court as well as the document score sheet.
Thank you.
At this time, the defense would be withdrawing the motion to suppress that was previously filed and set before Your Honor today at 2:30. Mrs. Estopanol would be entering a plea of no contest to the lesser included offense of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. Adjudication would be withheld. She'll be placed on 12 months of probation, assessed $1,140 in court costs, undergo random urinalysis, and she can continue to reside with Kevin Gross. I know with probation there can be issues when two people are on felony probation, but they resided together prior to this offense.
But you can't associate with other people on probation except for Mr. Gross, because they do live together.
Okay.
It's regular probation.
So, Miss, do you pronounce your name Estopanol?
Estopanol.
Estopanol. Mrs. Estopanol, would you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Is this state in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, this is the state's
And is the
agreement.
defense in agreement with regards to this court?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
So, Ms. Estopanol, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and as she was saying that, I was following it in your written plea agreement, the same terms of the plea agreement, which I see you've signed. So my first question is, have you read this plea and sentencing agreement closely?
Yes, sir.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering in this plea agreement, as contained in a lot of the language, you're waiving some valuable legal rights by entering into this plea agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
The right to go to trial, to contest all this. You have that right. But this is a final adjudication of this matter. So that's the other side of it. And that's something that tends to be more positive. So you're entering into this freely and voluntarily after understanding all that? And you've had all your legal questions answered by your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement. The court will have a withhold of adjudication on the lesser included charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell. There'll be court costs as stated in the agreement, in the plea agreement. You'll be sentenced to 12 months probation, random urinalysis, and you will be allowed specifically to continue to reside with Kevin Gross. But please follow the other rules regarding probationers, because I mean, obviously this was and is a very serious charge that you're dealing with, and you need to kind of pay attention to it so you can get through it successfully. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next I have Kevin Gross, who is present. If I may approach, in 21 CF 2933, we have a written plea to tender as well as the guideline score sheet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Gross would be withdrawing likewise the motion to suppress that was set before the court today at 2:30. He would be entering a plea of no contest to the lesser included offense of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. He would be adjudicated guilty, assessed $1,140 in court costs, be placed on 12 months of probation with random urinalysis, and he too has the provision that he can reside with Mrs. Estopanol while on supervision.
Very good. State in agreement.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
And the defense is in agreement as to the score sheet.
Yes, Your Honor, no objection.
Mr. Gross, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. Okay. You heard my questions. I'll ask you some similar questions. We just need to try and make sure and determine that you understand what you're doing and that you're doing it freely and voluntarily. So you heard the terms of the plea agreement. There's one big difference between the prior agreement with Mrs. Estopanol, and that is that there's an adjudication of guilt in your case. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. But it is to obviously a lesser included charge, which is reduced to the possession of cocaine with intent to sell. And you will receive 12 months probation. You understand that? Yes, sir. And you've see you've signed the plea and sentencing agreement. I'll ask you the same questions. Did you go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You got all your questions answered?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial, and this will be a final adjudication of your case?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea to the lesser included charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell, sentence you to 12 months probation, random urinalysis, and you specifically may continue to reside with Ms. Stokenall, even though she's a felony. She's on felony probation as well, but you need to make sure and abide by the other restrictions regarding other felonies. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I
Thank you
have.
very much.
I'm going to get
Appreciate your help.
excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, would the court allow me to do my one out of custody?
Sure.
Mr. Jeremy R. Bess is approaching, Your Honor. Mr. Bess has a new law case, 23 CF 614, and that is on the docket today for plea day. He also has a VOP, I think it's probably VOP arraignment in 20 CF 106 at the same time. So I've talked to him. He's working on taking some classes and his driver's license. We're hoping we can change the posture of the situation in the near future. So he would like to go ahead and enter denial in the VOP and not guilty in the new law and remain on the June 12th in both cases, Your Honor.
Very good. So the court will accept the defendant's plea of not guilty in the new law charge 23 CF 614, and in the violation of probation, the court will enter a denial. The court will track these two cases together and will come back on 6/12, 9 a.m. June 12th. Make sure and stay in contact with your attorney in the interim, okay?
Just giving a copy of my card, Your Honor.
Very good.
It's actually an original of my card.
Not got it.
It's my last one. Thank you. We can go anywhere.
Dean Bradley?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
Can I get that? Yes, go ahead. Your Honor, there was one small change, but it looks like we're reaching a global deal in Mr. Bradley's case. If I may just go over this request that he had made that has more or less been granted. Your Honor, Mr. Bradley is requesting to speak to the court. He's indicating he wants to do the agreement. I'm not, what is it? He doesn't wish to tell me what he wants to tell the court. I do advise him not to communicate about anything relating to his cases, so he may not be accepting my recommendation, but I think we have an agreement, Your Honor.
If I may, sir, may I please speak? for a few seconds.
Would you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, sir.
Speaking to that mic, you know why I want you to speak to that mic? You know what's going on?
Yes, sir, I do.
What's going on?
I just...
It's being recorded.
Yes, sir, I just have one.
Recorded, see that state attorney right over there? She's paying real close
Yes, I
attention to
understand.
what you're saying.
I understand the nature of this court very
You
well.
may speak with whatever you'd like to say to the court.
The only problem I have with this alone is, you know, FDL reports have come back 30 days after the arrest, the initial arrest, and this KCF 1274A, and the drugs that I'm signing to that they say...
Look, you have a right... Look, stop. You have a right to enter into a plea agreement. The plea agreement that you're entering into is between you and through your attorney and the state. All I'm doing is accepting it. I'm not in the middle of your negotiation. So you're wasting your breath talking to me because I'm not going to be in the middle of your negotiation.
Yes, sir.
If you want to go to a trial, I may be involved in your sentencing, and then there's a lot of reasons why I may be listening to what you're saying, but
Yes,
it's
sir.
not my role right now.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not trying to cut you off, but you're not understanding the roles here. I'm not the one navigating this plea agreement.
I understand.
That's between, if you don't want to enter the plea agreement, don't enter it. Go to trial. You got that right. It's up to you. Or you can put it off however you want to do it.
I'm going to sign, but I'm being forced to sign this.
No, I ain't gonna accept it if you say that.
Don't say that. You won't accept
See, let me tell you, when you get through signing it, I'm going to engage in a discussion with you. And there's two things that I'm going to do in that, two things that I have to do. I'm required to do. In order for me to accept this, you're going to have to satisfy me that, one, you understand what your plea agreement is. And that you're accepting it freely and voluntarily. If I believe in any sense that you're coerced or you feel coerced, don't accept it. I ain't accepting it.
I understand.
So, up to you.
I understand, sir.
Okay. You want to put this thing off and think about it a little more? I'm trying to push you on this thing.
I think I understand. I don't think he meant that I'm enforcing him or intimidating him in any way.
But that's what he said. Not you. I'm not thinking he's blaming anybody. But if he's feeling coerced in the process, then I'm not going to accept it.
Your Honor, I do think I understand where he's coming from, but he understands also that he thinks that this is in his best interest. It's a process of negotiation. The main counts from the case where we have the motions expressed, 22 CF 1274. There were two sale, manufacture, deliver charges that are second-degree felonies. Under this agreement, they would be reduced, and he would therefore not be sworn prison with a lesser included offense, possession of controlled substance. So it's process of a negotiation process, and it would, I think, be in his best interest. And I think that he wants to do it, but he doesn't feel that it's completely fair, but you don't have to feel that something's completely fair if you think it's in your best interest to take a negotiated plea. Is that a fair statement? You want to sign it? And then the judge is going to ask you a bunch of questions. He is signing the agreement, Your Honor. Just providing this to the state to, we've already worked it out, Your Honor. Yeah, I got it. I think we're good. Oh, okay.
Is this 22?
Yeah, I think it is, because that's the fleeing and leading.
Yeah, let me fix this question.
Your Honor, the state has indicated some some changes, have to be adjustments to the score sheet. It would be best to sit him aside for a minute. I know that we've got a lot of momentum here, but is it going to take a few minutes, Ms. Sharp?
It will just take just a few minutes.
Let me just start engaging the colloquy, and she can work on that.
Can I redraw my plea, my signature? Because they should have did this before that.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I think you should.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, well,
when's our next court date? 6/14?
Your Honor, that motion is suppressed will be moved to May 18th, I think.
Okay. So are we just tracking it to May 18th, or do we need to put it on the pretrial?
Time with the state.
Your Honor, but Mr. Bradley, if Mr. Bradley said they should have done something before, I'm doing the best I can. I'm not even sure what's small.
All I'm responding to is that your client does not wish to enter into the plea agreement, and I want to reinforce that this bench is not coercing anybody to enter into a plea agreement. If you don't want to, that is your one. You don't have to tell me why. All you have to say is, I don't want to do it. It's up to you.
I did want to may I just inquire, what was the change that was made, just so I understand?
The cell manufacturer is being reduced to possession of a controlled substance, and I had to redo this. I had to do a new score sheet, adding the 23 CF case, and that's my mistake. I did not fix it anticipating this plea. I put the charges there, charged right now when I redid the score sheet.
But this is what I was looking at a minute ago. Is this incorrect?
I don't think it has the finding or rating on it.
Yeah, it does back here. That's what I was asking. It does back here. It's on here. Everything's correct.
Can the defendant go back?
If he wants to, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think this is it's against my recommendation what he's doing. I don't think it's in his best interest, but of course this is his decision.
I'll leave the offer that's currently on the table open until the May 18th motion is suppressed. At that time, before the hearing starts, the state will revoke that offer, and at that time, if the state prevails and that motion is suppressed, Mr. Bradley is definitely going to score prison. So,
for the record, this appears to be the exact same score sheet that I was handed earlier today.
I think we're just getting confused about multiple versions of the score sheet, Judge. I'm sorry.
I don't see this as being a material problem at this stage.
For the record, Your Honor, I would like to demand a speedy trial on the record. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm not endorsing that because we're in the process of discovery in the 23 CF case. I cannot
take whatever procedure is verbal doesn't go. So
thank you.
You can go ahead back.
This case is on June 14th because it had to be moved to June 12th, and then the two motions to suppress are set for May 18th at 2:30 for the judge, and we're continuing from that for 11 days. And I have on the minute sheet that the next court date will be decided on at the motion to suppress for those other two cases.
At this point in time, I can't remember if the second case had a motion to suppress. I remember the first case did.
I think they were just.
And I think they all just need to track together.
Do you want me to put this one on May 18th as well?
Sure.
The other two?
They should all track together. We may reach a deal together at that time.
That's fine.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Brown is signing this agreement that we've been over and worked out with the state. What you want to do?
You got this? What is this right here?
Your Honor, I think I've made a copy of this on my phone, if I may approach with the agreement. Yes, ma'am, this is Tracy A. Brown. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Steve Medina with Tracy A. Brown in 23 CF 569. And at this time, Mr. Brown will be entering a plea of nolo contendere, adjudicated guilty as charged under the agreement, felony petty theft, 5-year, $5,000 third-degree felony are the maxes. You're going to be taking a 3-year probation deal with the anti-theft course, No trespass at the Publix at 610 Eglin Parkway, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And just making sure he has seen the score sheet, Your Honor. May I approach with the score sheet?
Thank you. Very good. Mr. Brown, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
And I see the same terms are written in your written plea agreement that you've signed.
Yes, sir.
Have you read this plea agreement carefully?
Yes, sir.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes.
Had all your questions answered about it legally, your legal questions?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial, other valuable rights by entering. But this will be a final resolution of this case. You understand that?
Final resolution, yes, sir.
You believe it's in your best interest to enter into this?
Absolutely.
Based upon that testimony, the court, this state's in agreement, right?
This is the state's agreement.
Based upon that testimony by the defendant, the court will accept the plea agreement. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on the felony petty theft charge. The court will sentence the defendant to 3-year standard probation. Terms of the probation would include anti-theft course, no trespass at Publix at 610 Eglin Parkway in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and all the standard fees and costs. They're payable during the probation. Okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Right, so Zach Brunson.
We have an agreement. This is Zachary Chase Brunson before the court in 23 CF 436 and 23 CF 475.
Speak with probation before you leave. I was talking about him.
$8 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just giving probation a copy.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. May I approach it?
Thank you. Would you announce the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. I think I wrote it out a little bit better. The court has the original. I think I...
You want me to read it out, Mr.
No,
President?
Judge, I think I've got it here. I just needed to...
If it's different than what's contained in the written plea agreement, I'll let you know. Okay?
I think it would just be a very small clarification at the end.
Okay.
Your Honor, under the agreement, Mr. Brunson would be adjudicated guilty as charged. There's a felony petty theft in 23 CF 436. There's a fleeing and eluding felony, third-degree felony, and a driving while licensed revoked habitual offender felony. Those are counts 1 and 3 in 23 CF 475. There's also a a misdemeanor paraphernalia in 23 CF 475. There will be 48 months concurrent probation on the felonies, time served on the misdemeanor, 500 restitution to Danielle Shelton within 90 days in 23 CF 436. And he's indicated he can do that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Substance abuse evaluation within 30 days of release with any recommended treatment to commence within 60 days. Random year analysis, 615 court costs times 2, 250 PD fees. And there's no contact, and that's with Danielle Shelton.
Yes.
And no trespass, and I think that's at Ms. Shelton's residence address?
Village Inn.
Oh,
What's 215 Harbor Boulevard?
Village Inn and Dustin.
That's the Village Inn.
That's where this incident occurred, Your Honor.
Yes, yes. Thank you. That was what I wasn't clear that I've written down. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Brunson, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Sharpless, is the state in agreement?
The state is in agreement, Your Honor.
So I heard the attorney state that your terms of your plea agreement, I was following it with the written plea agreement. Have you read the plea agreement closely?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney to go over all the legal issues regarding this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe it's in your best interest to enter into this today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you're waiving the right to go to a trial, you're waiving some other rights that, in order to have a final adjudication today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that, there's one change I'm going to ask you to make on this. You stated it, but I want to make sure it's clear here. You've got listed here, no contact. I want to make sure it's clear that it's no contact with Danielle Shelton. The reason why I say that is everyone takes these no contact orders real serious.
I don't even know this lady.
Okay. Well, that should not be a problem then. But if for some reason she would reach out and contact you, you're in violation. She's not. So, again, if you don't know her, I don't know what the situation.
Yeah,
I didn't look at all the details, so that's fine. I don't want somebody to inadvertently violate their probation, so I try and tell people, look.
I literally came out of my room and found a book bag, and she claimed it was hers.
Okay. Your Honor, I have added I've added an asterisk after no contact to say with Danielle Shelton.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, sir?
I'd just like to state though that I didn't take any money from that lady, and that she's I'm gonna pay her anyways because I just want to get this all behind me. But I'm not a thief. I didn't take nothing from her.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
I think that's.
Okay, so we're just ready for the bond, 230 bond hearing.
I've got a non-inmate, Corey Chavis.
Yes, Your Honor. He was having a health issue. Mr. Russell entered a plea of not guilty for him during the lunch hour in 23 CF 655. A written plea of not guilty was entered.
Okay, very good.
And the same thing with Charles Craig.
Yes, ma'am. That was done Madam Clerk.
That was a written not guilty as well?
Yes, Your Honor. He was having difficulty transporting, and we went in and did that at lunch.
Okay. Just trying to make sure we get all this. So I think that's all on the docket other than the bond hearing, right, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Yes, sir.
I am ready to proceed on the bond hearing of Mr. Bell Betts.
This is your information of the state charge. If you'll make your way left turn there, your attorney.
Right here, sir. Your Honor, I think there might be some testimony, I'm not sure. That'd be better for him to sit down if there's going to be any testimony.
Your Honor, the state's not expecting any witnesses. I was expecting Officer Mooney, but I think he is tied up because I think he's working today. So I was expecting him to be there, but I know the officer victim's position, so I'm comfortable and they were aware of the bond hearing, so I'm comfortable going forward this afternoon.
Thank you. We're ready to proceed. It's Steve Medina for Antonio M. The last name is Bell Betts and 19 CF 1261, and it's listed as Betts, and he goes by Betts as his preferred way of referencing him. So I'll reference him as Mr. Betts if that's okay, in 23 CF 483.
Very good.
And Your Honor, just before we get into the bond, I think that he might have been he was here, I get confused, but you were here this morning, right? Did you make a court appearance? Did we already do the not guilty this morning?
We did.
Oh, we did this morning.
Okay, great. So we're just bond, right?
We're just doing the bond here. It's been a long day.
It has been.
It's been a long week.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's only Tuesday.
Your Honor, thank you. If I just mostly want to point out a couple of things to add to the motion for bond reduction and to set bond that was previously filed. He does have a 2-year-old child that we referenced in the motion. He does represent to me, and that he does pay child support for this child who relies on him. He does indicate to me that the financial maximum bond that he could pay would be $50,000 cash and professional total, and that would be $5,000 to a bondsman would be the most that he could financially pay. And I would ask him to be put under oath to just confirm that what I've said is either true or false.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
It's all right.
Is what I stated correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to add? Not talk about the facts of the case, but about your child's need for you or your family's financial ability to pay bond?
Just that I think it would be best for me to be out and helping the mother of my child raise my daughter. I do have jobs lined up where I can go help her job at Lenny's or help my uncle at his job, but I just feel as if it would be better for me to be out there helping them.
And you're 27 years old, is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Does the state said that they do not have any witnesses, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I was expecting Officer Mooney, but I do believe he's tied up. I have talked to both the officers who are the victim in this case, and again, I do feel they were aware of the hearing today, and I have spoken to them about their input, and I do feel comfortable going forward this afternoon.
Okay. So, you're just relying on argument?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, do you have any other witnesses?
I don't have any other witnesses. I don't have any additional argument. I would maybe, if I have anything to follow up after Ms. Sharpless, I have an opportunity to argue.
Okay.
Thank you.
I apologize, Judge. I'm just going to get this score sheet that I have. So, Your Honor, we're here for very serious charges. The attempted murder charge is on the 2 law enforcement officers who are the victims in this case. Your Honor, Mr. Belbutz, if Your Honor has had the benefit of reading the probable cause affidavit, was stopped for a very simple stop bar violation by Officer Trujillo, then began to resist him. At that time, he took off in the car, and the officers had no choice, it seems, but Officer Trujillo was able to let go of the car and roll to, unfortunately, avoid being hit. Officer Mooney was unable to let go and roll the same way Officer Trujillo did. So he jumped into the frame of the car with holding on to the open door with one foot onto the driver's side door frame. Mr. Belbetz, while Officer Mooney is on the car in a very dangerous manner, proceeds to drive at a telephone pole, and it is only by the grace of the fact that Officer Mooney was able to gain hold of the wheel that the car was not hit the telephone pole. The car did not collide with the telephone pole at a very high rate of speed, Your Honor. Officer Mooney's testimony is going to be that while Mr. Belbetz was driving at that pole, he was making statements to the effect of that it was his day to die. When the car was eventually stopped due to Officer Mooney's actions, Mr. Belbetz then proceeded to take Officer Mooney's radio from him. There was a scuffle in which Mr. Belbetz did batter Officer Mooney, Your Honor. In this case, the state has charged Mr. Belbetz with attempted murder, aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer, fleeing and eluding, the second degree fleeing and eluding, one disregard for the safety at high rate of speed, resisting an officer with violence, depriving an officer of means of protection or communication, possession of a controlled substance, and then giving false identification to a law enforcement officer once he, at the stop, he was identified later upon booking, Your Honor.
Could we, just for the record, I know the motion states the total of the bond. Would you state the individual bond amounts for
Yes,
each
Your
of
Honor.
the charges?
It looks like, and I'm sorry I didn't have that. Oh, here we go. It looks like on the attempted murder, Your Honor, there's a $500,000 cash or professional with pretrial services. On the aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, there's $500,000 cash or professional. On the possession of a controlled substance, there's $10,000 cash or professional. On the fleeing and eluding, there's $100,000 cash or professional. On the false information to a law enforcement officer, there's $5,000 cash or professional. Resisting an officer without violence, or with violence, I'm sorry, $500,000 cash or professional. 5,000. Sorry. And then depriving an officer of means of protection or communication, that's $5,000 cash or professional. And on the violation, there's no bond. So not only is this a new case for Mr. Belbetz, he is currently on probation in 19 CF 1261. That is possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana less than 20. Your Honor, Mr. Belbetz qualifies for habitual felony offender. Mr. Belbetz was very close to qualifying for prison releasee reoffender. The state believes that the cash or professional bonds given on the new charges are appropriate given the facts of the case and given the dire situation that he put these law enforcement officers in that day, and he is not entitled to a bond on his violation and probation. I would request that the court leave the bonds as set.
One question before the defense responds. Violent felon special concern? Yes or no? Mr. Medina is saying no. The only reason I say that, in some of the first appearance documentation, there's some reference to that, and I wasn't clear whether...
I will have to check on that, Your Honor, if you'll give me...
I don't see any qualifying offenses, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't see any robberies or armed burglaries, Your Honor. I don't see anything, obviously, that would require felony offense.
My understanding is the probation is being served on possession of controlled substance, and I didn't see any prior qualifying offenses, Your Honor. Could I add a couple things, Your Honor?
You may respond in any way you wish, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And of course, we're here with representations from the state from the probable cause addendum. I do want to point out that the probable cause addendum says a couple things that I need to have an opportunity to examine with video. I don't know where the state of the video is. Some of this stuff may not be on the video. For instance, the traffic stop was initiated based on a stop bar violation. So I anticipate there being depositions as to all these issues, including that, of course. And in addition, I'm not fully clear on what the alleged sequence is, but there was early on a representation that there was an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle and interaction relating to proof of a medical marijuana license. I need to carefully scrutinize that interaction for possible issues that need to be looked into. But I just wanted to mention those facts, and will of course be proceeding on the merits, but his financial inability to pay more than $50,000 I think is substantiated through his testimony, Your Honor. Thank you.
Well, there's always two issues that the court has to consider. One is that the primary purpose of bonds, which are to entice the defendant to return to court, not miss court hearings. So there's a financial component to it. But there's always another component to it that often seems to be overlooked by the defense, and I understand why. That is safety to the public. And I haven't heard anything from the probable cause affidavit to anything spoken here today that lessens the concern for the public that is contained in the allegations in the probable cause affidavit. And so the court does not find any reasonable basis to reduce the bonds. I think the bonds are adequate. You can quibble to some degree over whether they should be a little higher or a little lower, but these are serious charges. Safety to the public is very important, and with regard to the violation of probation, there's no requirement for even having a bond, and in this case, it's clear cut that there should not be a bond, and Judge Polson did issue a no bond at that point. So a motion to reduce bond.
Your Honor, and just for the record, he had invoked his constitutional rights, and so I, of course, advised him against waiving his Fifth Amendment rights as to the merits of the case. So that's, it's a strategic decision, and we'll certainly move forward toward trial, Your Honor. Thank you. Absolutely.
And Your Honor, just so Mr. Medina is aware, it does appear that he has received the video. It was maybe last week or the week before. It looks like it was April the 5th, and I do believe that he has received the paper discovery that I have so far.
And Your Honor, I've been, I think, in court almost every working day except for one in the last 2 weeks. So I'll do my best to get with him about it.
I've been in court with you.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure he knows that he does have the video.
Very good. Okay, anything else we need to do today for the good of the court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Not from the state.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. You have a nice day. Appreciate it.
This is on June 14th, and you track together?
Yes, ma'am.